Hello, welcome back. I'm just swilling on my mead. It's not really mead, it's Coke, but I think they'd have probably called Coke poison water in Anglo-Saxon times. And I haven't got a mead horn to drink it out of. They used to drink out of these horns and they'd pass them round. Anyway, so today you're going to be turning yesterday's work into a really lovely paragraph about Grendel. I'm just going to read to you from this book because it has pictures in it, and I'll try and show you the pictures as well. I'm reading from both. This is kind of almost too easy, and this is almost too difficult, so I'm doing bits of both merged together. So this book is about telling you about when Grendel attacked and he killed the 30 Thanes. But this time I'll show you the pictures of Grendel. Actually, I'll just show you the picture of Grendel in here so you can see if there's anything like the pictures that you drew yesterday. They don't actually introduce Grendel in this book till later on. Oh, looks pretty horrible in that one, doesn't he? Okay, so this one. Sorry, just knocked the microphone over. Across the moor, a foul monster crawled from a swamp. Its name was Grendel, and it had claws like knives and burning eyes. The warrior's laughter had woken it from sleep. Grendel hated laughter. That's the picture of those. Can you see that? Trying to put it up the right way. The monster marched across the moors in a fit of rage. It burst open Heorot and smashed open the doors. The warriors in Heorot were terrified. They had never seen anything so fierce. The men tried to fight, but Grendel was too strong. The monster snatched up several men and dragged them screaming to its lair at the bottom of the swamp. Heorot dripped with their blood. Grendel returned. I'll just show you this really pretty horrid picture of Grendel with the men. Grendel returned every night for months. Any man brave enough to stay in Heorot at night did not live until morning. King Hrothgar was heartbroken. At night his great hall stood silent and empty on the edge of the moors. There's the hall with the blood dripping at the front of it. Oh, it's gone now because I've got the green screen behind me. So I'm just going to screen share so I can just give you a few tips about your paragraph that you've got to write today. Right, today then, if you are writing a title, you can write writing a descriptive paragraph. Hold on, let me just move that down. So you're going to write a descriptive paragraph. You're not going to start telling a story about everything that's happened that I've read to you so far from Beowulf. You're literally just doing one paragraph trying to describe Grendel, and you can use the two expanded noun phrases that we wrote yesterday. Okay, so first of all though, let's just think about a good descriptive paragraph. This isn't really describing a character, this one, but this is just two different paragraphs. One has not very much description over it, and number two has a lot, so you can really see the difference when you're reading them. So you can read it with me if you like. So this is number one. The dragon flew from the cave and flapped its wings in the air. It let out a roar and then flew into the valley below. It burnt the crops of the village people and picked up a cow in its talons before flying back into the cave. And that all sounds very nice and it's well punctuated and so on, but it's not as good as the second one. The snarling dragon shot from the huge cave and flapped its mighty wings in the cold morning air. It roared fearsomely and then speared downwards into the luscious valley below that was full of swaying corn. The hungry dragon burnt the precious crops of the poor village people, wilting the green stalks with a fierce inferno that began in its cavernous jaws. The beast clasped a cow in one of its sharp talons before flying lazily back into the cave. Now, most of that has been improved by lots of adjectives and expanded noun phrases. So just before you start, here's one more. It's just a character description now of something grotesque, because you're writing a character description of Grendel. So I thought I'll write one, but not about Grendel. So I've kind of helped you a little bit, but not that much. So somebody called Dink. Deep inside the darkest cave lived a grotesque, hideous creature known as Dink. Covered from head to toe in disgusting white pimples and crusty skin, you can smell Dink before you can even see him. On the very top of his head lives a family of lice that play all day in his bright green, unwashed hair. His enormous, firm muscles escape from his tiny clothes, which are soaked in stinking sweat. Not only is Dink disgusting, he also has a terrible attitude. And here is some words for you that you might want to have a think about or use when you're writing your paragraph. Okay, so basically write a paragraph describing your disgustingly repulsive monster called Grendel. And if possible, put in the 2 expanded noun phrases that you used yesterday. Okay, and when you've done that and finished any other home learning that you've got to finish, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Have a lovely bike ride or walk or whatever you're going to do. Bye, see you tomorrow.